The sixth expression of Taurus is depth, and begins with Taurus 26. This is the serenading, the Spaniard serenading his señorita. And this is not really to do with romance, it's to do with doing things in the acceptable way. When we are acting against society's rules and expectations, we have that to deal with. That would be a block to our natural flow of energy. We would be blocked. So if we act appropriately and we do things the way they are done and so on, then we just ease our way forward. So it's more an expediency, this whole idea of doing things the way they should be done. It's just the smoothest way to get things done. It's not really necessary. Sometimes in our lives we just don't have to make a point. We're just happy with who we are, we've got the authority we need, and we're just now trying to deepen our involvement in life, to embellish our life expression. And to do that in the context of a community is a given. Of course we must. There is no other way of interacting with the world except within a community context. So it's beholden upon us to just check out what is expected of us and to align with that as much as we can, because that's the line of least resistance. Now in Taurus 26, you come to understand that you have to behave in a certain way if you want to get a certain result, whereas in Taurus 27 you get to understand that actually you can do what you want. It's the very opposite, and very often the second degree in an expression represents the opposite principle of the first. So in the first we do things in a certain way. In the second of this expression, Taurus 27, we do things in the way we just do them. This is our way, like it or lump it. And this is because we've actually been a part of the community for such a long time. We are almost like the embodiment of those principles anyway. And if we decide to do things differently, nobody really cares, because they're not afraid of us. They know that we're safe enough. We're a bit eccentric, perhaps. So the old Indian woman selling beads at the roadside, she just doesn't care. She just doesn't care if anybody buys her beads or not. She made the beads, and they're an amazing presentation of the beauty of her tribe and her own skill. And she could make more, and she doesn't need money, and she's just, it's just relaxing and doing the easy thing and just chilling, just being really calm and flowing along. So the opposite two principles there, the doing things right and the doing things however you feel like doing them, this is coming into a reconciled position where in Taurus 28 you have the mature romance image, a woman receiving the courtship in her later years. And even though the squaw, the Indian woman is not interested in romance, if she was romanced, if somebody was charming her and making her laugh and so on, she'd enjoy it. So she doesn't need it, but she would enjoy it. And when you get to that position in life, as a mature woman, she doesn't need another romance, but it'd be really nice if she got one. That position of wanting something but not needing it, being open to life's expanded range of possibility, but not having the aggressive appetite for it, this is further along. This is a deeper sense of life. We can push, we can get what we want in life and so on and so forth, but after a certain point we don't need to push, because we just learn that flowing actually has a deepening effect. And this perhaps is the old Indian woman's mystery. She's deepening her life experience. She's getting a happier, more joyful, peaceful time of it, just because she's not straining and struggling. So in Taurus 28, the mature romance, that's the same as this woman. She's enjoying being romanced, not from what it might lead to, but because it's nice to receive somebody's attention for its own sake. And if that leads to somewhere, fine. If it doesn't, fine. It's graceful just to be in the moment. So we're looking now at that deepening sense of being in the moment. And that's feeling what's going on within yourself, noticing what's going on outside, who you're with, how are they feeling, what are they doing. Just deepening your somatic relationship with the here and now. This somatic experience, this body experience, body knowledge is essential in Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign, very deeply physical. So Taurus doesn't really know anything unless it can feel on a physical level. And we can remember that these last 15 degrees of Taurus follow the first 15. The first 15 are just making sure that life is substantial. There's substance to ideas. There's substance to reality. Is it real? Is it physical? That's the first bit of Taurus. And the second half of Taurus is just to check out that what looks to be the case is the case. Confirmation. Taurus is its certainty, its physical certainty is based on this idea of confirming what was suggested is the case. What we thought was real is really real, confirming. So we're at, like that with this kind of expression in Taurus. The deepening of reality is the confirmation of it. And when we move from 28 Taurus to 29 Taurus, we're talking about the two cobblers in 29 Taurus. These are two old guys making shoes, repairing shoes, been doing it all their lives together, and they're a binary system. Neither can actually do the job properly, not properly, by himself. They've both developed their own idiosyncratic skills and style and knowledge and abilities, and they can interface with each other as a team. So we're looking here at the mystery of reflexive self-consciousness, seeing things from somebody else's point of view. There is no deeper mystery in life. This is present in all spiritual teachings. What goes around comes around. Do as you'd be done to. Love your neighbor as yourself. And it's just, I'm like this, I feel that, I'm doing this. What effect is that having as I do that upon the other? Whether the other's another person, another cobbler, or another thing. As I sit down in this chair, how does the chair feel about that? It's a strange question, but if you actually were to try that, you'd notice you'd sit down more gracefully. There would be an additional sensitivity to your whole being. How does it come across? You know, if I'm actually thinking, when I'm talking, what is it like to listen to me? Then I would probably want to become a bit clearer, a bit softer in my tone. I would take the listener into account. So the two cobblers represents this whole idea of being aware of the other person at the same time as yourself. And the other person's really the echo of yourself. That's the wisdom. Being aware of the echo of what you're doing simultaneously as you do it. A very high wisdom indeed. And this grace and deepening of wisdom makes life all the more so. It's the peacock on the ancient lawn, Taurus 30. The peacock is just an outrageous declaration of beauty and colour and gracefulness. It's hugely over-investing in just making everything just so. It's embellishing life fully. And there is this thing about Taurus, it does like to go over the top. It really does whatever it does more than anyone else. It's extravagant, it's extreme, it doesn't know moderation really, Taurus. And here we have the peacock. There's nothing moderate about the peacock, whatever. And we get to this point of understanding the depth of life by being full on, being fully expressive of everything. And there we have the image of the expression of Taurus. Just move from being appropriate to being aware of the other, and then doing it more and more and more fully. And so the ancient lawn has got a peacock on it. Neither actually makes a lot of sense. You can't put a peacock in a shopping mall, and you can't have an ancient lawn looking like anything without putting something on it. What better than a peacock? Each embellishes the other.